Lighting is arguably one of the most important aspects of any scene because it controls so much of the mood and the tone. And lighting a scene can feel intimidating at first, but if you have something like an RGB pocket light, a bicolored light with a softbox, and or a lamp with a smart bulb, you can actually do a lot with just a couple of lights. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can light any scene using just 1 to 2 lights. And the scenes that I'm filming today are for my upcoming short film, so if you do want to see that in the future, be sure to like and subscribe. For this scene, I wanted to visualize what feeling sad felt like to me. Now to light this scene, I only used my Cinepeer CM15, which this is just a little tiny pocket light. And then to actually mount the light, I just used my SmallRig magic arm. I just mounted it on the shower curtain rod directly over my head. The lighting setup itself was super easy and super simple. And for the shower scene, of course, I chose blue. And that's what's great about these pocket RGB lights, because you can change literally any color you'd like. So even if you have only one pocket RGB light, you can definitely still craft a scene with it. And one important tip if you are using any artificial lights indoors is to block off any natural light that might be coming through windows, because this can affect how your scene will look. Now for this scene, I just wanted a nice mirror shot because I've always loved in movies how mirror scenes allow the character to reflect and possibly show what they're feeling without actually having to say any words, just by simply looking at themselves. So this can be a nice way for your character to reflect while looking at their reflection. So I lit this scene using my Zhiyun Mullis G200 and a softbox directly overhead. And the way I got it directly overhead is by using a C-stand. These are pretty traditional light stands that I only use for top-down shots like this because they allow you to put your light directly overhead like I did in the scene. And if you have a heavier light, be sure to invest in at least a 25-pound sandbag to put over the leg of the C-stand. And then I used my Cinepeer CM15 RGB pocket light with a little mini tripod stand, and I just placed this in my hallway, set it to this bluish hue, and this created a nice little accent and contrast to the warmer tone that I set my overhead light to. So now I have some warm tones over my skin and some cool tones in the hallway, so now it's just visually more interesting. And I did attach a grid to my softbox so that way the light is more directed over me. But one thing I did notice is that this was casting pretty harsh shadows over my eyes. So what I did is I used the grid for the first initial shot, and then when I went in for this extreme close-up of just my eyes, I took the grid off so that way the light is a bit more softer over my eyes and it doesn't have these harsh shadows. So if you want softer light that is spilling and you want softer shadows, then just use your softbox, but if you want more directed, kind of harsher light, then you can use your grid. Now for this scene, I just wanted to simply see my face nicely lit with pictures of my childhood and recent memories behind me. I have the Zhiyun Mullis G200 as the main key light with the giant softbox to light myself. And I also attached a light grid to the front of it and a lamp with a Govee smart bulb in the background. And then I had the lamp in the background for 2 reasons. One is simply to just add a little bit more light to the background and to the scene. 2 is actually just to balance out the frame, because on one side of me I have photos, and if I didn't have this lamp on the other side, then that whole side of the frame would just feel kind of empty and not really balanced. And one cool thing is that the lamp is acting as a practical light, which we're not trying to hide from the audience. You can see that there is clearly a lamp behind me, and it's actually not doing a ton of work, because if I just had the lamp on, this scene would not look very well lit. So while a lamp isn't necessarily a necessity, you can almost kind of use it as a more practical prop in your scene and just something to make it a little bit more visually interesting. And you might have noticed that I put my lamp and my key light on the same side. And this is actually a technique called motivated lighting, where you want your light source to be coming from the same direction as your practical light, whether that's a lamp or a window in the background. And that's just a few different ways you can light a scene using just 1 to 2 lights. Anyways, I hope this video helped and possibly inspired you. It definitely inspired me just by using the only lights that I personally own. And sometimes even with all this gear that I'm incredibly blessed and lucky to have, I feel like I need more, but instead just embracing limitations and trying and experimenting, I came out with some scenes that I'm pretty proud of. So anyways, I just want to say a huge thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.